Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the FIFA Flow podcast. Welcome to season 3, episode 31 of the podcast. Today, guys, we got a huge podcast episode. Of course, I posted on my Instagram, link down below. By the way, if you want to follow, much appreciated. But yeah, I posted on my Instagram last weekend that I was a bit sick. I had a bit of a runny nose, so I did not want to record or post a podcast. But yeah, guys, today 2 week podcast. I guess not 2 week podcast, but 2 weeks of news to talk about on our podcast. Quite a few games from the past 2 weeks as well as for the next 2 weeks. So there's a lot to talk about. We got a lot of transfer news to talk about as well. And then we're gonna go and do a bit of a FIFA team, the EA Sports FIFA 23 Team of the Year vote, and talk a bit about what players deserve a Team of the Year. Technically, it's basically a FIFA 23, a 2023 Team of the Year, but we're doing it with FIFA EA Sports, a FIFA 23, of course. Guys, let's get into it. We had a crazy week of football, starting off with the La Liga and heading straight to Villarreal versus Real Madrid. Guys, not even Real Madrid, it's Padrid, because these guys are pen merchants. Benzema added again. I think Benzema has had, I think in 2023, let's just take a look. So I think this game he scored a penalty. No, he did not score a penalty. But if we take a look here, Real Padrid, guys. I think every game after this, so this game here, this game here, this game here, all 3 out of 4 games that Real Madrid had, Benzema has scored a freaking penalty. Even in the first game back from the World Cup, he scores a penalty. After the World Cup ended, the first games back from the World Cup, Benzema has scored he scored 5 penalties or 6 penalties and only 1 or 2 goals, normal goals. Guys, this is getting out of hand, guys. Real Madrid, pen merchants. I don't know exactly what it is with Madrid recently, but I feel like they haven't really been playing the way they usually play. And what I mean by that is they haven't been really playing like what we've seen from them last season, especially in that Champions League, man. And maybe it's like they're waiting for the Champions League. They are, to be fair, Real Madrid are Champions League merchants. So to be fair, maybe they are waiting, holding up their stuff. I don't know really what it is, but I feel like recently they've been. It just hasn't been like the Madrid way. The I don't know the you don't have that Madrid feeling right now. You don't really see that right now. But guys, Villarreal, fair play. Yeah, I did not watch the game, but for all I know is they played way better than Madrid. And not way better, but as I said, look at this, man. Real Madrid fell off. They're not fell off, but they're not in the best form right now, and you can tell here. And it's not just with Madrid. We're seeing this with Chelsea, Liverpool, a bit with Paris Saint-Germain as well. Although PSG have always had this problem. I think last season we also had the problem with chemistry within the team. But more of the individual players are kind of breaking down, and that's because of how many games they're playing. You have a whole season. In the middle of the season, you put a World Cup, and straight away, 1 week after the World Cup, or not even 1 week, less than a few days, less than 5 days, for some players like Messi, Mbappe, Hakimi, for these big players, a week or 2 weeks off. But for these other players, Camavinga, Chouameni, Vinicius Junior and stuff, all these players, I don't know who else, name anybody else. They are coming 5 days after the World Cup, and it's going straight back into season club football. The pressure, not the pressure, but the amount of work these players have to do, they don't get any break. And I think that's what we're starting to see with teams like Real Madrid, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Paris Saint-Germain, and like all the other clubs in the world. We're starting to see this small like era, the small period in the current season where players need some rest. They need some rest. Like not Benzema, but like Vinny, Rudiger, I guess Militao. You could say like these players are starting to need rest. But yeah, that's just very sad. I mean, Villarreal last season, what a season they had, especially in the Champions League. Passion FC guys, Passion FC. I like to call them. And like I always mention this. You know how like every Champions League season we see this one team. The of course we like to call it the underdog team. We see this in the World Cup. We see this in the Champions League. Last season, I think 2 seasons ago, it was who was it? Like 2019, it was or no 2018. I think it was the 2017-18 season. We had Ajax, of course, beating like Spurs, and actually, no, I think they got knocked out by Spurs when Spurs went to the final. But like they knocked out Madrid and stuff. Uh, or then they didn't. Yeah, but you know that the crazy Ajax season they went to the semifinals and stuff. Crazy, crazy there. And then I think they lost to. Actually, that could have been 2019. Spurs versus. Yeah, I think it was 2019. 2019. If we take a look. Yes, here 2019. Yeah, and then they got knocked out by Spurs, who then went on to the final for the for the to play against Liverpool, of course. Yeah, so it was in fact the 2019 season, and then guys like 2020. I think it was 2021. We had Porto doing good, and now this year or last year it was Villarreal. This year it's Benfica, but as I like to say, yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. Like last year was Villarreal, this year it's Benfica. Villarreal added again. So like, don't sleep on Villarreal is what I'm trying to say. Maybe in European, like actually even last season in European football, they were a bit slept on, and look what they did. Knocked out Bayern, almost knocked out Liverpool, knocked out Juventus. So pretty crazy from Villarreal. But I just want to say, like, overall, don't sleep on Villarreal. They are a pretty decent and strong team. And what is sad about this loss, I mean, I think Real Madrid in the past 6 years, I think I want to say, is they haven't beaten Villarreal at home or at away, I think. Or just in general, I don't think they've beaten Villarreal in the past 6 years. Like that's pretty crazy. But what's sad about this is the Copa del Rey round of 16 next Thursday, and a Villarreal versus Real Madrid yet again. So pretty unfortunate there. Going back to the La Liga, guys. We got the Barcelona versus where is it? Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid. And holy, what a game this was, guys. We had a literal boxing match in the middle, at the end of the game. Ferran Torres, Savage. I really don't know what it is with Atletico de Madrid. They just like to have some sort of beef going on. Simeone, even that, like, not just Simeone himself, these center backs, Savage, Jimenez. And this is one more center back who also likes this beef stuff as well. Where is he? Is it Felipe? Is it? I don't know if it's Felipe, but like, man, these guys are such like they're such beef merchants. We saw this last season in the UCL as well against Manchester City. Man, they like these guys just love causing problems. Simeone attacks, but I think Barcelona definitely. I mean, I didn't watch this game. I think I remember watching a few of the highlights, but about like Barcelona missing a few good opportunities. Um, but overall, guys, yeah, I just wanted to mention this out. I did not watch fully the game, so my bad there. But we move, guys. Barcelona currently on top of the game, on top of the league with 41 points. Real Madrid on 38. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see where this La Liga season goes, because of course Barcelona out of the UCL, They got all these debt problems. Are they gonna buy any players that could help them? Maybe buy players that might not really be like good for them. So like I don't know. I really don't know how it's gonna go for um Barcelona. But yeah, pretty interesting game there, guys. We go over to the Ligue 1. The Ligue 1, of course. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, in the back. We got some more Paris Saint-Germain. Ici c'est Paris. A beautiful, beautiful game. Paris Saint-Germain, beautiful game and beautiful performance by one and only Nordi Mukiele. He played brilliant and he played really, really well. And now I can really say he's starting to become more of an attacking fullback. When we bought him in the beginning, when we bought him from RB Leipzig, I didn't really know because I still knew what type of player he was. I watched RB Leipzig, of course, a bit of RB Leipzig. I watched like I like RB Leipzig. I watch France, guys. France really, really good. I keep an eye out on these French players. You got Mukiele, Thuram, even Camavinga back in 2020, and then I knew like, oh, he's a good player. Chouameni, Guendouzi, what's his name? Kakaret? Is it Kakaret? Kamara, who went over to Aston Villa now. So I like watching these French players. I'm a French merchant. But yeah, RB Leipzig, I do keep an eye out on the Bundesliga. I just don't talk about it here. Trust me, guys. Trust me. So when I went and I was like, Mukiele, he's like a center back slash defending right back, stay back right back. Why are we getting him? And especially, why is he like why are we forcing him to play more attacking? And then I was like, at first it was a bit iffy because at first you can see like, oh, he doesn't really know how to go into attack. But like currently and right now in this past game against Angers, looks like he's been developing, of course, which I like, and now played brilliant football on the wing, getting 2 assists to Lionel Messi back from rest, as well as Hugo Ekitike, guys. Hugo Ekitike. And looks like Neymar is also back from the red card from 2 games ago. We don't talk about those 2 games. We don't talk about those last 2 games. But yeah, love to see 6 game difference. I was very happy that Lens also drew to. I think they were playing. Were they playing Ajaccio? I think they were playing Ajaccio. Let's just take a look. Strasbourg. Yeah, I was very happy they drew to Strasbourg, not Ajaccio. But yeah, Strasbourg and Lens draw 2-2 there. So I was very happy there to keep a good 6-point lead in the Ligue 1, guys. We got the Premier League, and guys, we've been killing it with the Premier League, and like since the last podcast. Crazy, crazy stuff been going on. Arsenal, Newcastle, pretty unlucky game, guys. Arsenal actually got robbed. They got robbed terribly. I don't know if we talked about this on the last one, but they got robbed hard. I think there's supposed to be a good 1 or 2 penalties. They played really, really good though. But I do like to say that the way Arsenal play as a team, especially in the Premier League, like they play very fast, effective. They pass it in the open space, and that's what's really good about Arsenal. But as I said, very, very unlucky that they did get a draw here. They got robbed of a penalty as well. I think it was a handball and stuff. Ben White and yeah, hopefully Arsenal do get a right back. I think they're trying to look for right backs and stuff, but I think it would be a bit better for Arsenal to start looking for a new option at right back, so you don't have to play Ben White at right back. I think it would be a better option for Arsenal to play Ben White more in the central area, maybe with Saliba, with Gabriel. I think they're looking to get. I don't quite know which defender they want to get, but I heard some rumors that they're gonna get another. They want to get another center back, but as I said, I think Ben White would be more suitable in the center back, and then getting a new right back would be pretty sick as well for Arsenal. Would be really, really sick. But City versus Chelsea as well. Of course, guys, Erling Haaland. This guy, he scores in literally every single game, guys. Erling Haaland. Oh no, it wasn't Erling Haaland. Oh, this is the Riyad Mahrez, the brilliant Riyad Mahrez. Guys, Riyad Mahrez, what a baller he is though. Literally what a baller. Dribbling down the wing, cuts inside, through the defense, and then a little finesse shot around the keeper. Brilliant by Riyad Mahrez, the Algerian. I really like City's, or who is it? Yeah, City's winger, like Mahrez and stuff. Um, On the other hand, like Chelsea also have a good right winger, aka Hakim Ziyech. I think he is the kind of the equivalent to Rihan Mahrez. I really love both of these wingers, so just wanted to point that out, guys. Chelsea are literally mudded. And before we go, I don't think there's any other news I wanted to talk about regarding the Premier League, other than upcoming games. Let's just make those. Oh yeah, okay. Here, Chelsea are mudded. I'm just gonna leave this here. Let's just take a moment of silence for Chelsea's downfall, guys. We gotta be honest. Chelsea, after COVID hit, when they lost, who was it? That's the Russian, their old Russian man, their old Russian owner, uh, like sacking Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel, guys. I think that's one of Chelsea's worst decisions in their history, sacking Thomas Tuchel, because what this guy did, winning the Champions League, he gets sacked by Paris Saint-Germain, goes on to sign a contract in that same January transfer window that he got sacked from PSG, and wins the Champions League with Chelsea. Just give me a sec. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But yeah, as I said, he goes on to win the Champions League, and then last year was a bit iffy. Made it to the semifinals, or was it the semi? Yeah, no, the quarterfinals, and gets knocked out by Chelsea. And then, guys, this season he loses one game, gets sacked right away. But he didn't. He barely got any time to test out players like Kalidou Koulibaly, and like who else did he get? Aubameyang. He barely got time to test them out, guys, and that's just the sad part. I think. I mean, who do they have now? They have Oh yeah, they have Harry Potter, Potterball, guys, Potterball, Harry Potterball, Potterball. You got the Todd B, guys. You got the Todd B tax, and the Potter Ball. You got the Potter Ball, the Tad B tax, and the Potter Ball tactics. It's sad to see the Harry Potter Ball tactics, the Todd B tax. It's sad. The downfall of Chelsea is sad, and it's also so sad that yes, they lost the game, but it's so sad that they get João Felix. Okay, I was trying to find how much the transfer cost, but they get a João Felix loan till the end of the season for 5 million plus add-ons. Yes, he got a red card, which, yeah, as you can see here, was pretty bad. A 3-match ban as well on his debut. But he was still Chelsea's best player with a red card, a 3-match ban, and he was still on his debut for Chelsea on loan, and he was still there. Oh my goodness! But what this guy did, this just goes to show how good this match went on to show how good João Felix was. And it also went to show how finished Chelsea are. Guys, João Felix reminded me of a Chelsea legend, a Chelsea lost legend, Oscar. You remember Oscar? He's in the Chinese league now, the Brazilian Samba. Guys, this guy was this João Felix. What he did, the back heels, the nutmegs, man. Like what the chances he could create, the passing options. Man, Mickey Money Mount can get the heck out, guys. Mickey Mount does not know how to create a single chance. João Felix comes in and he becomes their new number 10. Guys, that is the saddest thing to see. Guys, and another thing I want to say is Chelsea, guys. I think they're a bit lost in where do players play? Where should players play? I think they need they need Kante, of course, N'Golo Kante. The real ones know French 2018. But I think Kovacic, he is a decent player. Overall, this team played bad, but I think like from the 28 or when is it 2020? I think last season Kovacic sometimes is a baller for Croatia. He is a baller. I gotta say, Zakaria, defensive presence just wasn't there. He's not like it's not there sometimes for Chelsea. But other than that, Zakaria does have a presence that could be used more. I think a 4-3-2-1 or 4-2-3-1 is the best formation for Chelsea. Kalidou Koulibaly and Thiago Silva in the midfield, or in the two center backs. You got Reece James at right back. I think he is injured, but still, Reece James at right back. You don't get anyone, but Marc Cucurella at left back. In the midfield, you run Kova. In the two CDMs, you run what's his name? Zakaria and N'Golo Kante in the two CDMs. At the cam, in the central cam, you run João Felix. At up top, you run what's his name? Aubameyang. On the right cam, you run a bit of a Raheem Sterling, or he would be left cam. And on the right cam, you run a little bit of a Kai Havertz. Kovacic, Mount, get on the bench right now. I am telling you. Jorginho, stay on the bench. This is the best team Chelsea can make. And I think with the lineup I just mentioned, would be the best form for Chelsea. Having João Felix in that central area around the two CDMs, the two cams on his outsides, as well as the striker ahead of him. What he's gonna be able to do, he gets the ball from the two defensive presence from the CDM, pass it to João Felix. He does some dribbles. He has three options out wide. You have your two cams out wide. You have your striker, and then you also have yourself. Your central. You can go dribble and get a shot on net. And that's what I really love about this formation I mentioned, and what I really love about João Felix as well is he can play. He's a very versatile player, kind of like Nkunku, you could say, except without that defensive like capability. Another reason, like you could say, Kai Havertz is a versatile player as well, but when he is a versatile player, he doesn't know how to play. I wouldn't actually, now that I say it, I wouldn't really say Kai Havertz is a versatile player. I'd say he's more of a lost player. Is he a striker? Not really. Is he a cam? He doesn't know how to create. I think the best position for Kai Havertz is that cam, that right attacking midfield, that left attacking. Not exactly in the middle. I think you need more of a creative player like João Felix. After seeing that performance, you need a player like João Felix in that central cam. But I think out wide, he did make a few good runs. I gotta give it that. Kai Havertz and Mason Mount as well. They do make some good runs, but on the ball, they don't really know how to play. Guys, as I like to say, you can take away João Felix from Atletico de Madrid, but you cannot take away Atletico de Madrid from João Felix. The red card. I just want to say that, like the beef, the red card, all these problems that they create. But guys, overall, João Felix made Chelsea look like they looked like I don't know what to call them. They looked terrible. They looked like I don't. They looked like some like 10-year-olds playing football. No offense, but they really did, guys. They really did. João Felix, man, what a player he was. Creativity, 10. Magic, 10. Like what I mean by magic is his skills, his ability on the ball, dribbling, 10. Positioning, 10. He's everywhere. He's hungry for that ball. So like that's very, very good from Chelsea. Very bad, very good signing for I think very good play from João Felix. But Chelsea, man, like the rest of the players, and like as well as I did want to mention, guys. I when I saw this rumor last week, I posted it on my Instagram story as well. I mentioned João Felix doesn't really fit the role. Like he doesn't really fit Chelsea's system. And here, this match gave the full point. Chelsea weren't able to keep up with João Felix's abilities. They don't expect like João Felix to do all this stuff because they don't really do this stuff. When João Felix comes in, he changes the game for Chelsea. He lets them have more options, and now Chelsea need to practice with those options. They never had that opportunity before. So hopefully they use the loan wisely. I think a team like United are actually finished as well. They lose they don't get Gakpo, and it's too late. He goes to Liverpool. They wait on João Felix, too late. He goes on a loan to Chelsea, and then they go ahead. Wout Weghorst from Aston Villa slash Besiktas terminates his contract, and they go and sign Wout Weghorst, the Dutchman, and he did have a brilliance, guys. This guy in the World Cup, crazy. I think he's in the World Cup yet against Argentina. Was he the comeback? Wout Weghorst. No offense, but still, man. Like when you look at Zhao, when you had other opportunities, other options like Gakpo and João Felix, when you waste your time, take so long, and lose them, this is your option. No offense, but I think he will still fit United's like system. I think he'll still fit their system. On the other hand, other than João Felix not fitting Chelsea's system, I think Wout Weghorst will. I think he's gonna make really good runs in behind, and that's what United are missing. They're missing a number 9, a 100% number 9. I think Wout Weg in 4-2-3-1 yet again. Bruno Fernandes up top. You got Rashford on the left wing, Anthony right wing, and Wout Weghorst up top. I think that'd be perfect for United. So you had other options like João Felix and Gakpo, but Wout Weghorst he still fits the system. And he's a decent player. He actually is. I think he was the one who scored those 2 goals at the World Cup as well. Banger World Cup for Netherlands. And even in the past, last season, he had a pretty decent season for, was it Burnley? I think it was Burnley. So pretty good for United there to finally get a pure number 9. Let's go back to the Premier League, guys. We had some upcoming games I want to talk about before we go on to the next ones. Tomorrow in the morning, 4:30 a.m. I might have to wake up for that, but we have United versus Manchester City. The Manchester Derby. So should be a pretty lit game. Let's see what United can do. Let's see what Haaland is. Haaland going to destroy United yet again? Although United recently have been doing really good. I think under Ten Hag, or after, not under Ten Hag, after Ronaldo after Ronaldo left, United have won like 7 games in a row. So that's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. The Ronaldo effect, guys. Now I'm joking. No hate. We got the North London Derby. Should be pretty sick. Hopefully Arsenal can win and stay on top of the table. Liverpool Brighton, of course. Let's see how Liverpool do. I don't think Gakpo has made his debut yet, so hopefully we can see him there. But yeah, should be some pretty good games. And then yeah, the Thursday next week as well. I don't know if we'll have a podcast before then, but let's make some. Yeah, we have this game as well. Man City Spurs. I think Man City win easily. But yeah, for North London Derby, as I said, Arsenal. Hopefully Arsenal win. United City. I actually am hoping United win. Of course, I like Arsenal to win the league. Would be insane. Of course, the Invincibles. They're really reminding me of the Invincibles, so I would like to see that. I love the way Arsenal play. Honestly, my favorite team in the Premier League, not in all the world. Favorite team in all the world is right behind me, and I'm wearing them right now. But in the Premier League, Arsenal, my favorite team. Maybe my 3rd favorite team in the world. What's his name? PSG first, Real Madrid second, Arsenal 3rd. But yeah, that's why I would support United here. Hopefully they win, but I think City are the stronger team. But with the way United have been playing recently, they could put on a show. And we talked about this in the, I think, last podcast or the podcast before. United, hopefully they make some good signings, and if they continue playing how they do, then they should be doing good. And it looks like they are continuing. They're keeping up with the winning rate and stuff, and it looks like they might be on their way back up. As I said, guys, I'm literally a genie. I'm literally a genie. Arsenal, Spurs. Yeah, as I said, I just mentioned just a second ago. Arsenal, hopefully they win, and then the North London derby, of course, and then City versus Spurs. As much as I don't want City to win to catch up to the league, and I can't have Spurs winning, man. Spurs. When can I support Spurs, man? No, hell no. I'm not supporting Spurs. No offense to Spurs fans and stuff. No offense to Spurs in general, but man, I cannot support Spurs. That is dreadful. I'd rather go support Chelsea right now. I would rather go support Chelsea at 10th place. No, low key, I don't care. But yeah, that is the Premier League there for you. Let's go to the Super Copa, guys, because Super Copa, craziest Super Copa, guys. Real Madrid, Valencia going to penalties yet again. Because yet again, Karim Benzema scores a penalty in the middle of the game, like during regular time, during the 90 minutes of the game. Guys, it's getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand for Benzema, Real Padrid. It's sad. It's very, very sad. But yeah, where is it here? Yeah, pretty good game for Real Madrid. As I said, they're not really playing the way they usually do. I mean, when it comes to the Super Copa, I don't really think they care a lot. You think they would be under pressure, but they're really not. They're really like when it went to that penalty, you can see they're all smiling, laughing. They're really like when it comes to penalties, this is Real Madrid's sweet spot. Penalties. They love winning in penalties. They love penalties in general. Real Padrid, Benzema, but as I said, like it's getting a bit out of hand for Madrid. It's not looking like they played the best. They did play pretty good in this game though, like Rodrigo, Valverde, Camavinga, but yeah, not much to really say here. On the other hand, Barcelona versus Real Betis, guys. Real Betis actually had a really good game. Fakir, crazy. And I'm not just saying it off of stats. I'm saying it off of the way they played. Physical football. I mean, that's most of their players are physical as well. So they played physical, well played, well passing options as well for Real Betis and played really good football from Real Betis. On the other hand, Barcelona, you got the Guzman Dembele, as I like to say, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and this team here, Barcelona, is so overrated, man. So overrated. Especially the midfield, man. Pedri and Gavi, I do not know what's so special about them. I feel like they're so overrated. Maybe Pedri is good, but yeah, both of them penalties. And guys, this Sunday is when I'm very excited for the first El Clasico of the year, and it's for a trophy, up for grabs for a trophy, the Supercopa de España Final El Clasico. So it should be pretty crazy. If you guys don't know what the Supercopa is, it's basically the first place team of the La Liga from last season versus the first place Copa del Rey winner. I'm not quite sure where Barcelona and Valencia came from. We take a look at. I just want to take a look at something. Athletic Club. Oh, 2022. Who won it in 2022? Yeah, I really don't know. Man, I think the Real Betis won Copa del Rey last year. It's just where the heck does... Oh, here, Copa del Rey. If we look at Copa del Rey here, doesn't even say. Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. But I think last year Copa del Rey went to Real Betis, and then, of course, Real Madrid won. I don't know where Barcelona and Valencia are coming from, which is the problem I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, guys, overall should have a crazy one. Sorry for the whole 2-minute silence there. That sounded pretty awkward. Let's go over to the Copa del Rey for this year, though. As I said, Villarreal they destroyed. Not really. I think they had a really good game against Real Madrid last week in the La Liga to beat them 2-1. So it looks like it's unlucky for Real Madrid again, as they have them in the Copa del Rey round of 16. You got Barcelona getting a pretty easy team here. What I did want to talk about is the matches, the pre-matches round of 32 for the Copa del Rey, guys. It's really, really sad that Barcelona have only conceded 6 goals so far, and I think 3 of them have been from this hat trick. It's sad. It is sad how it's... Actually, no, I think that's only in the La Liga, in their leagues, in their corresponding leagues. But still, man, like, how do you concede a hat trick to a no-name team? That is sad. That is actually sad. They still won. It went to extra time. They conceded a hat trick to a no-name team. They are playing a rat back, a 5 rat back. But yeah, I just wanted to note that out as well. I really thought this podcast would be longer, so I'm trying to stretch it out here. Looks like we're just flying through this quickly. Guys, Man City versus... Oh, what is it here? Southampton, guys. Guys, Southampton. You love to see it. You love to see it. I did not watch this game, so yet again, nothing to really talk about here, other than the fact that in the EFL Europa League, I think Carabao Cup, United is the only Premier League team to be standing left. Although I don't know what it's really saying here. There's still Newcastle, United, and stuff. Yeah, what the heck? I saw something about that like last week, but yeah, nothing to really say there. FA Cup, yes, here we go. FA Cup. So yeah, United 3-1. They had a really good game. Rashford had a really, really good game, of course. Rashford is really, really coming back. Of course, we had his prime back in 2019, 2018, 2017. Back in the year 2018, 19, 17, Rashford, of course, beating Paris Saint-Germain in the penalties. That teenage United team beating PSG in the UCL. Dreadful, man. Dreadful days. PTSD. That was the same PTSD from, 2016 Barcelona 6-5 against Paris Saint-Germain. The PTSD, guys. The PTSD. We don't talk about those days. But yeah, Rashford, and then he fell off after that. I think it was 2017 he beat us. He fell off, and now he is back. Brilliant player. What he does on and off the ball. Brilliant runs he does. Brilliant passes and stuff. So yeah, he is back, my mans. And then, yeah, of course, guys. Riyad Mahrez yet again, baller. But yeah, City have to go ahead and smack, guys. Chelsea is, yeah, it's really sad. I don't know what you want me to say I really don't know what you want me to talk about now, because Chelsea are just finished, man. They have, as I said, Havertz cannot play as a striker. You got Kovacic, who's very iffy, especially this season. Hakim Ziyech is a pretty decent player, and then you got Mickey Money Mount, Payson Pound. This guy does not know how to create any chances. So I'm telling you guys, I'm really, really telling you guys, like, Chelsea, they need to get their stuff together. They really do. And then one more game, guys. Liverpool versus Wolves. Man, Liverpool got robbed, guys. Wolves got robbed, guys. They got robbed. Apparently, it was literally the last minute of the game. Wolves score a goal, but Liverpool's VAR system wasn't working, so they had to base it off of what the linesman saw, and the linesman said it was off. Guys, literally robbed. The definition of robbed. I will say though, this is where I say Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a player, guys! And I say, put him in the midfield. God damn, Jurgen Klopp, just play him in the midfield. Please, guys, please play him in the midfield, and I will be happy. It's like I'm so mad right now. Just play him in the midfield. I want to see. I'm very mad at Liverpool. I don't like them a lot. One of my friends is someone I know is a Liverpool fan. So not really a friend, but like I talk to him and stuff. Like occasionally, like on Discord and stuff with FIFA. But yeah, he is a Liverpool fan from England. Guys, Trent Alexander-Arnold has to play. That's all I want to see. All I want to see, because he would be such a magic. He would be such a baller in the midfield if he played in the midfield. Jurgen Klopp, you are known for these tactics. Play Trent in the midfield, man. Who cares about getting Jude Bellingham and stuff? Just play him in the midfield and I'll be happy. Play him in the midfield. That's all I want to see, guys. Play him in the midfield. Because he was such a baller. That cross to Darwin Nunez, that cross in the midfield to the ping in the midfield to Salah, who then went into Nunez. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant by. And just overall, his presence, like his dribbling, his passing, his crossing, guys. They really need to do that. But overall, other than Trent's performance, the overall team, not really. I think they played Liverpool, did good. But also got a bit lucky because Wolves got robbed with that last goal at the end of the game. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to note out over there. As well, in the FA Cup, I don't really want to talk about the Serie A. I just want to mention, yeah, Napoli, Juventus. Guys, Napoli, no mercy. Still killing it, Napoli. What is that? Holy, 10-point difference. I mean, remember the days before the World Cup? Holy Napoli, guys. They were smashing it. No mercy for Juventus. But, yeah, that is the... those are the games I just wanted to talk about. We also have a lot of games upcoming, as I said. So this already happened. Tomorrow we got the Manchester Derby. Sunday we got North London Derby plus the Classico plus PSG versus Rennes. Wednesday 18th we got Milan Supercoppa, aka the AC Milan versus Inter Milan. Yeah, AC Milan versus Inter Milan. What is it called? But I think the Supercoppa, so AC Milan won the wait. The Supercoppa, yeah, AC Milan won the winners last year, and then Inter were the winners of the Coppa Italia, which is the second the second tournament for Italy. So it looks like they also have the Supercoppa, the Italian Supercoppa, and they will have a derby over there. So that should be pretty interesting to see. Also we got Madrid versus Villarreal, round of 16, Copa del Rey. You got City versus Spurs, huge PSG versus Al Nassr, the last dance for R7 versus Lionel Messi, could be possibly. That's going to be a crazy game. Should be a crazy game. Leipzig versus Bayern, I think that's a pretty nice game as well. I would like to watch that. Chelsea, Liverpool, and then Arsenal versus Manchester United. So a crazy ton of games. I think we'll have another episode next Saturday. So don't worry about the Arsenal. Hopefully Arsenal can win and stay on top of the league. But yeah, we should have another episode to talk about these upcoming crazy games. Guys, we got a few I thought this episode would be longer, but looks like it wasn't as long as I expected it to be. Yannick Carrasco to Barcelona is unlikely. Atletico de Madrid do not want to let him go, and Carrasco won't accept a pay cut. So yeah, he is a baller. Guys, yeah, any player you look at, like even Carrasco, I was about to mention, they are deadly players. They love to cause a lot of problems. But like Carrasco is a baller. He is pretty good on the ball, passing it as well to make some runs for Atletico de Madrid. What a baller he is. Okay, let's talk about these posts as well. Actually, we'll come to these after. Pablo Sarabia, the Spanish, is set to leave Paris Saint-Germain and join Wolves the English club are confident a deal can be done this weekend. Wolves are set to sign Pablo Sarabia on a permanent deal from Paris Saint-Germain. Here we go soon. Clubs discussing final details. 5 million plus add-ons, as first reported by Marina Lamina signed. João Gomez and Pablo Sarabia are expected to become new Wolves players soon. So pretty unlucky there. I think that Sarabia, he is a baller, but it's also time to maybe we should look for backups. Is one thing. Another thing is I want Gabri, man. How do you say it? It's like the 18-year-old, I think he's 19-year-old, the Spanish left winger, the youngster Gabri. I really hope he gets more time. I love when he plays. We move on. Barcelona have offered a player swap deal between Marcelo Brozovic and Frank. Guys, Barcelona, why are you still playing Sergio Busquets, man? Kessié is such a good defensive oriented midfielder, and yet you're not playing him. You want to sell him for and what type of it's so insane. Why would Inter Milan want to sell Brozovic and get Frank Kessié? I mean, Kessié is a solid player, but for Brozovic is a baller, especially for Inter. He is one of their most important midfielders. He is so much better than Frank Kessié. One club I would like to see Kessié go to, Arsenal. I think he would be a killer signing for Arsenal. If Arsenal are willing to do a bid or maybe like a swap, maybe like a little bit of a Smith Rowe, a little bit of a not Martinelli, but maybe like a Bukayo Saka. I'd say like a Smith Rowe type thing, maybe like something like that. Get a Frank Kessié would be pretty sick for Arsenal. But man, what are you doing, Barcelona? What are you doing? Why are you starting Sergio Busquets, man? Why are you starting Gavi even? So overrated, man. Start Frank Kessié, the ball is a defensive oriented. You got him to be your new DM, man. I don't know what it is, but we move on. Ismail Benacer, the Algerian, has extended his contract with AC Milan until 2027. I think brilliant deal. He is a baller midfielder this season for AC Milan, so great deal for the Algerian. Mudryk at the what does he play for? I think Besiktas. I know he is Ukrainian, but Mudryk's Instagram story today. Some Arsenal leak, guys. Looks like he wants to go to Arsenal. Looks like it might. Oh no, we're gonna get copyright banned. Or not copyright, we might get banned. What is that photo down there? Why do people like comment those stuff? I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm not scrolling. Let's just move on. I might have to cut that out. Chelsea have made a tempting offer to Marcus Thuram, and the player has now had a change of mind about staying at Gladbach this window. So pretty interesting. And this is a type of player I would like to see at Chelsea. This is a player that Chelsea need, a pure striker. They have Aubameyang, they have Havertz, who doesn't really play striker, but I think a player like this would be excelente mochila. This guy, Marcus Thuram, I think he would fit Chelsea's system very, very good. You go Thuram up top. He had a great World Cup for France, especially in that final. I think him up top, great finisher as well. You got João Felix in the central cam. You put Raheem Sterling left cam, and then you put, I don't know, maybe you put Kai Havertz right cam, and then in the two CDMs, just like everything I said before, I think Thuram would fit the team perfectly for Chelsea. This is a guy who fits the system, and I think that's a problem that João Felix has as well. He doesn't really have anyone to when he does feed it to someone, they're not good finishers like Kai Havertz, Money Pound and stuff. So I think getting a player like Thuram, who's pretty decent in attack, really good finishing as well, would be pretty nice. That dual comboship would be pretty nice. Over 2 million fans have requested tickets to see Cristiano Ronaldo's debut game in Saudi Arabia against Paris Saint-Germain. As I said, the last dance between Messi and Paris Saint-Germain would be pretty crazy. And man, it's pretty crazy. 2 million fans requesting tickets. Memphis Depay to Atletico de Madrid is now very, very close. He has given the green lights on a move, and a total agreement with Barcelona is getting closer. Although I heard something that because of what happened with Griezmann, apparently so as you guys may have know, I think it was earlier this season, where Griezmann was only being subbed on after the 60th minute, because if he played more than a certain amount of times per game, Atletico de Madrid would have to pay Barcelona. So they specifically did that. So I think because of that, there's a little beef going on with Atletico de Madrid and Barcelona, but so it might be a bit hard for Depay to get to. It might be a bit hard for them to get a deal in, but I think it would. I don't know. Depay, letting go Depay. He's a baller though. I don't know. You get him from Lyon last season and let him go. Uh, although the way that Barcelona play, I don't really think he would fit the system. To be fair, like where do you make room for him? Not really a winger, and striker you have Lewandowski. So and in the midfield they don't really play with the cam. They usually play with two center mids, box to box, and a CDM. But Depay's not a box to box player, so I guess fair play. Barcelona are prepared to sell Rafinha and Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati. So you buy Rafinha, you want to sell him if there's a suitable offer. Ferran Torres and man, I'm so done with these transfers. Chelsea with these crazy transfers. United slowing, like they take their time and then they lose the player they want to get, and then now Barcelona just wasting their money. They go sign Rafinha, and then next thing you know is they want to sell him if there's a suitable offer. Same with Ansu Fati, the next number 10. Like he was supposed to be the next Messi, the next number 10 and stuff, the next best player for Barcelona. But guys, what are they doing, man? What are they doing? Barcelona, you are finished as well. These transfers are killing me. I hate seeing these transfers. Like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Al Hilal, Al Nasser's biggest rivals would like to sign a Lionel Messi, and they are ready to offer him 300 million a year, just under double what Ronaldo is earning. Bro, bro. That 300 million. If this guy was to stay 3 years, 3.5 years at Al Hilal to end his career, he would make $1 billion in 3.5 years just by playing football. And I don't even know if he's going to be playing every match and he's still going to be making this money. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Even for Al Nasser, guys, it's crazy that he's being paid 200 million. It's also crazy because, of course, the religion and stuff. You're not allowed to be with another woman in this, like, unless you're married or something. You know what I mean? And like Georgina, is that how you say her name? Georgina and Ronaldo, they are not married. So apparently now the government is willing to make some changes to their laws to allow them to live. It just to that much respect just for Ronaldo to live with his girlfriend is pretty crazy. And like the money he's earning as well, and even here as well, the money they're willing to offer for one player, man. What, like, go give it to charity, man. You see all these poor people in the world, and you want to give it to one man instead? That is sad. That is the definition of football turning into a business rather than like the end of the magic sport. Remember what we saw back in, like, I don't know, the past 2 decades, like back in the 2015 era, the Real Madrid treble era, the United era, back in like the back in the 2000s to 2010s, the R9 Dino Maldini, that era there, where it wasn't focused on the business but rather getting good player, like rather the tactical era, like part of the sport. Now it's more about like getting. It's just about, oh, can I have this good player? I think he's gonna play good. And some teams you could like say is like these oil money teams like PSG City. I mean, as a PSG fan, it is sad to say you can't have the best players tactically and mentally. You need a good team. You can't just say, "Oh, can I get this player, this player, and this player, and make a good team." So it is sad to see how it's turning into a business. And also, like, why are you paying 300 million for Messi, a finished Messi, and a finished Ronaldo? Go give it to Yeah, I just wanted to note that out as well. What was that? I forgot. Yeah, I think it was Simeone might go if Simeone does decide to leave Atletico de Madrid this summer. Looks like Luis Enrique, the Barca legend, manager, is willing to take over. Would be pretty sick, to be fair. I think he would. I think with the way with the players that they have, if Joao Felix was to stay uh at what's his name? If Joao Felix comes back to loan from Chelsea and stays at Atletico de Madrid, I think under Luis Enrique he would be a really class player. To be fair, Alex Moreno, I think he played for Real Betis. Will wear number 50, and it looks like he made a deal to Aston Villa. I think it's pretty decent. I think there's other teams. I think Chelsea would have been maybe they already have Cucurella, so never mind. Maybe like yeah, Aston Villa is fine. Oh my, Arsenal. If this guy went to Arsenal, that would be sick. They do need a pretty decent fullback. Real Madrid have inquired about the availability of Benjamin Pavard as they look to reinforce their. Bro, Pavard and rape, nah. Guys, these. What's so bad about Carvajal? I think maybe it is good to look at some replacements, but not Pavard, man. You can't say Pavard. That's why you put Rodrigo up top. You put Modric, you do Modric, Chouameni, Camavinga in the midfield. You put Rodrigo at right wing, and that's why you play what's his name? Valverde. Play Valverde as a right back, a right attacking back. So, and Pavard, man. Uh, Amrabat wants to join Atletico Madrid over Liverpool and Spurs. Oh my, that is set. He's a dirty boy. I mean, we saw this in the World Cup and stuff. Even before, I think he plays for. Who does he play for? Fiorentina. And now he wants to join Atletico. The way what am I expecting, man? The way he plays, he seems like that bully type of player, and that's the type of players that Atletico have. They have these bullies, guys. So let's go do some more news first. What kind of players do we have? Yeah, man, like literally, average creativity against a bottom side, against. Yeah, I gotta be honest. Against that Angers game, we did create a few good chances. Like, but as I said, attackingly, it was pretty good from Mukiele and stuff. But from our midfielders, we have nothing, man. Nothing. Finished. We are finished, man. We are finished. We're finished, dog. Verratti is good. Vitinha, man. Did we have Vitinha? I'm not sure if we had Vitinha playing, but it could be that. Real Madrid are considering signing Inter striker Edin Dzeko. What is Dzeko, man? The Swedish player? Or no, he's not Swedish. Is he Swedish? Dzeko, though? Underrated. He is pretty underrated, but how old is he? Isn't he pretty old? Man, they're looking for a player to replace Benzema, and they want to go sign another player who's 2 years older than him as well. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Let's go ahead and look at some news. Yeah, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang apparently. So if Memphis Depay does make if Barcelona and Memphis Depay do make an agreement with Atletico de Madrid to let Depay go to Atletico, then I think Barcelona are willing to try to get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back. Danjuma to Everton. I mean, Danjuma is a baller for Villarreal as well. The Passion FC, the Dutchman. I think he has some better clubs to go to for sure. Guendouzi to Aston Villa. Back to Arsenal. What if he goes back to Arsenal? Anthony to Wolves would be a pretty sick deal. That is all the Harry Maguire to Aston Villa. I gotta be honest, guys. Harry Maguire, I think he just. I don't know, for what where was he before? At Southampton? I don't quite. Where was he before? United. I don't quite remember, but like back then he was a good player because he was a leader at that team. United was a huge role, and especially giving him that captain armband right when he came to the club was too much pressure on him. And I think that was a huge reason. But this is kind of hilarious. United will pay 30 million to finally sell Maguire. Man, that is pretty crazy. Guys, we come near the end of the podcast. As I said, I thought it would be a good 30 minutes longer, but it really isn't. Let's go ahead and make a team of the year and stuff. FIFA's best player of the year nominees: Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Hakimi, Julian Alvarez, Benzema, Kevin De Bruyne. I think it has to go to world champion Lionel Messi. He did not win the World Cup and stuff. Benzema, he did have a killer year. Of course, we're Real Madrid winning that UCLand and stuff, the Ballon d'Or. But I think Messi's World Cup, even if you look at, not just looking at what Messi did in the league on last season, the 4 goals, but what he did overall for as a player, what he did off and on the ball, his assists and goals ratio, like he had about like for every 2 games he had about like 1 assist and stuff, so pretty good there. So I think like he had like 53 games, 24 goals, like 28 assists or something like that. That's pretty good as an individual player. How he did individually was good. So, and then winning that World Cup as well, being like a man of the match in every stage of the World Cup, it's just crazy. So I think it has to go to Messi, man. It has to go to Messi. About him, yeah, I think Benzema 2nd place, Mbappe 3rd place for me, De Bruyne 4th, Leva 5th. Also Mane, guys. Mane, he did win the AFCON. He carried Liverpool to the final of the Champions League as well. So Mane definitely deserves a shout. I think Messi first, Benzema 2nd, Mbappe 3rd, Mane 4th, Leva 5th, KDB 6th, Neymar 7th, Hakimi 8th, Julian Alvarez 9th. I think that's my order there. But talking about Mbappe, is apparently Mbappe's goal is up for the Puskás award, and same with that Richarlison goal. What goal is better? Although Mbappe's goal, hat trick in the final, it was a final goal as well. Richarlison, the backflip, the bicycle kick type volley type bicycle kick type thing. I think Mbappe takes it. It was a World Cup goal. He got a hat trick as well, so that tax goes on top of it. Mbappe Puskás award. Guys, let's go ahead before we end off the video and make a FIFA 23 EA Sports Team of the Year. It's no doubt that it goes to Thibaut Courtois. I think when it came to the World Cup, Courtois kind of fell off. I've seen some other people put Alisson. I'm not sure, is it Alisson because it's FIFA 23 like the video game, or did he actually have a good year? So he did go to the World Cup. He did go to the what's it called? The UCL final. I think Courtois' performance in that final, in that whole year, in that whole past season for Real Madrid, Courtois had a better season. I mean, this season he's been a bit iffy in the World Cup. He's also been a bit iffy as well. But I think I think it still goes to, no doubt it goes to Courtois. Cause when you look at your other options, Alisson just barely makes it. I feel like Bonu, he had a crazy World Cup, but other than that, I don't know if he had the best performance. Emi Martinez, crazy World Cup as well, winning the World Cup in fact. Like barely any penalties got past him except in the final, of course, and in actual penalty rounds as well. But I think my top 3 goalkeepers: Courtois first, Alisson 2nd, Bonu 3rd, and Emi Martinez 4th. That is my order of what I would pick for the Team of the Year, or for the 2023 Team of the Year. Not FIFA Team of the Year, not actually the video game, but overall like real life football Team of the Year. That's my order: Courtois, Alisson, Martinez, and then Bonu. At center backs, now EA have done us dirty, man. EA Sports, that's the video game, not having Alaba and Rudiger in the nominees is such a ripoff. But I think, okay, for now, I think, okay, so if Rudiger and Alaba were here, Rudiger 100% goes in, Alaba 100% goes in. Of course, Rudiger, the brilliant performance for Chelsea. When he came to Real Madrid as well, he was a killer. And then Alaba, I think, personally for me, Alaba was one of the most key signings in the transfer window last season. Like when he came, he was one of the Real Madrid. What he did in the backline, his control in the ball, his defensive awareness as a captain. To you saw in those finals in that round, like in that second leg against PSG, those leading that leadership he had in the backline to do those offside traps. And what he can read the ball, he can read the play really really well. That's what I love about Alaba. He's really really good physically. He's good, good pace, good on the ball, good passing as well. His composure, his leadership. That's what I really like about Alaba. So I think Rudiger, Alaba would 100% go through, 200% go through. But from what we have on this list right now, I think we have to put no other than, where is he? Eder Militao. I think Eder Militao, the three Madristas. If it would have been Rudiger and Alaba, 200%. But since those two are not there, we have to go with the third Madristas, and not because of a Madrid player, but because of what he did as well. I think Alaba and Militao dualship last season was pretty good. Sometimes he has some iffy performances, but overall, this guy he's a killer. He is a beast, man. Eder Militao, one of Real Madrid's best defensive signings in the past years. Honestly, one of the best signings in the past years, from coming from FC Porto as well. What a signing, man! What a signing, and he's been a killer. One of the next Ramos, guys. The next Ramos. And then I think it's really not Marquinhos, man. I mean, he had a he had a banter season for PSG. VVD decent as well. I think we'll give it to Gvardiol. I think Gvardiol, best World Cup defender, most interception at the World Cup. At RB Leipzig off season as well, he did have a pretty decent season for in the Bundesliga, so I have to give it there. Now there's a few players for fullbacks. Oh no, Eder Militao, where's he? But you have Hakimi, Theo Hernandez, but then you also have João Cancelo. I think Theo Hernandez for France, I really thought that he was a bit underrated. I feel like people should have said more about him in the World Cup. I think he had a really good World Cup for France. So I think Theo Hernandez stays. Now Hakimi and João Cancelo. I think last season, I think Hakimi is great. At the World Cup, he was great as well for Morocco. João Cancelo, he's also a great player, but I think this season, João Cancelo has been a bit iffy. So for that reason, I think more consistent. Yes, Hakimi is not. I think there's other options as well, but from the list we're given, I think Hakimi. Now I think even if there's other options, like who's another option? Trent is not even on here, so maybe Trent would have been closer. I think Trent is a closer option to Hakimi than João Cancelo is. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, that is my backline. In the midfield, there is no doubt that we have to give it to Luka Modric. This guy? If Real Madrid did not have Modric last season, no ways they're winning that Champions League. The box to box, his defensive, attacking, his passing, his vision is incredible, guys. Now, for some reason, EA Sports have decided to make Sadio Mane a midfielder in the midfielder area. And Mane carried Liverpool. He's having a good season at Bayern. He won the AFCON in the beginning of the year as well. But KDB, a lot of people calling him a fraud, but I feel like KDB has to be for his ability, man. Like, what other players can you mention that has an ability like KDB? Of course, other than Modric, who goes in. No one. I think the KDB is the most similar player to Modric, and because Modric is in there, you have to put KDB. So then, yeah, this is where I would like to put Mane. I think Mane, in terms of performance from last season and what they've won, what they've achieved as a player, trophy wise and stuff, Mane has to be there. But I feel like, I don't know, do we take out... Okay, I think in terms of... But then you have Jude Bellingham and Valverde, man. It is... I think... Do we put Valverde? I think we have to put Valverde. Jude Bellingham. I'm gonna leave it how it is, but there has to be a huge. Oh, sorry, a huge mention to Kevin De Bruyne and Jude Bellingham. 100%. It's very difficult. If I could do subs as well, they were 100% going on there. But yeah, that is my defense. We go to the attack as well to end it off. None other than Karim the Dream Benzema. Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. But yet again, huge mention to 3 players. Nkunku, guys, don't hate on me, don't start yelling at me, but Nkunku for France, for RB Leipzig last season, guys. Nkunku in the Bundesliga was a killer. He was a beast. So Nkunku has to be mentioned 100%. Nkunku, Erling Haaland second, and Neymar and Vinny. These maybe not Neymar. I don't see Neymar possibly getting a team of the year. Maybe next year though, for sure. This season, I think a team of the season, but not a team of the year. I think Vinny, Haaland, and Nkunku are my other 3, and maybe Neymar, I guess, and maybe Lewandowski. Those 5. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many other players I wish I can do, but I think for me this is. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, Jude Bellingham, Neymar, Vinny, Haaland, Lewandowski, and Nkunku. It's pretty difficult, but all those players I just named have to be like really mentioned as well because they also had a crazy team. Those players I just mentioned, Bonu and Emi Martinez and what's his name? Jacques Cancelo and Van Dijk, Rudiger, Alaba, Allison. All these players have to be in a shout that have a very high percentage chance to also be in this team of the year. But I think performance-based, individual performance-based, this is my team of the year. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, I thought it would be longer, but it isn't. But it's okay. It is okay, guys. Next video will probably be next Friday. We're going to talk about the crazy games happening within the next week, guys. But for now, stay happy, stay positive, stay flow, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Peace.